Okay. How do you know if this thing's working? That is the question. I don't know that you do. Oh, is this us? Yeah. I don't know that you do. Oh, is this us? All right, turn those speakers off. Okay. I don't know how in the heck I'm gonna. We'll try it, see what happens. I'll try and watch the chat and do this at the same time. Or maybe I should watch the chat on my phone. Well, we'll try this and see what goes on. So anyway, this is the first weekly live feed. And if people show up, people show up. If they don't, they don't. I'll be on here for, I'm guessing an hour or so, maybe longer. And I'm just going to rap, I guess, while I'm working on this thing. So what I got here is the old Monogram F-5E kit. This is, I think, the second release boxing. It's interesting. You know, you pick up one of these things and you kind of forget what they were like when you were a kid, but then you get into it and it's like, wow, I mean, it doesn't even have a full bulkhead back here. We're at the back of the cockpit. This canopy framing is pretty much fiction. So yeah, but it is what it is. So what I'm going to try to do today or tonight is get it in primer. So that's my goal, is to get it in primer. So let's see here. Before I do that, I need to mask off this stuff. Now these are pretty bad. Well, they're not bad. They're just marked up and stuff right now. I dipped them in future, and then this frame was warped, so I kind of had to mess around with it. I had to glue the back piece, and then I glued this side because this side fit pretty well, and then this thing was a 1/4 inch out, so then I glued that one up in and with my standard MEK, and it was fine. But and it stayed. I shouldn't say it was fine, but it stayed. So yeah. So I'm gonna mask this cockpit off. I'm gonna mask these guys off, and then we'll put some primer on it. You know, I don't even really need to do that because I just need to prime. I don't need to prime the whole thing. I just want to prime where all the goof ups are. You know what? I'm just going to prime the seams and stuff. That's what I'm going to do. Then we'll go from there. So, I think I've talked about my airbrush setup before. Basically, I have an 8-gallon 1 horsepower compressor. 1 horse or 2? 1 or 2, whatever it is. Anyway, 8 And so what I do, you know, you're spraying at less than 20 pounds of pressure. So if you crank that thing up to, you know, 125 psi, you can shoot 40 pounds of pressure for a long time. I mean, hours and hours. So for me, what I find is this works. This is a good setup for me because I can just fill it, plug it in, fill it, and you know, do that while everybody is awake or whatever, and then I've got plenty of air to last me if I'm working into the night or whatever. I don't have to worry about turning the compressor on. So yeah, so what was I going to do? I'm going to come over here, and I got a really bad kink in my hose because I ran over it with my chair. So yeah. And are we gummed up? A little bit. Where's my stuff? As I run over the hose again. Yeah, I know. I should have cleaned my airbrush like crazy every time I use it. I don't, obviously. And it's all right. It'll be fine. We're just primering. Leaking air there. Okay. Shoot a little bit of this through it. Looking for my new bottle of alcohol. Oh, there it is. Okay. Shoot this through here. And I'm getting a little under 10 pounds. I'm going to turn it up a little bit. Well, actually, we're going to do Steinel res, so I need to be like 25 pounds. $20 to $30. So I got about a 10-foot hose on here, and you're going to lose pressure. So I typically set the regulator about 5 pounds more than what I want, and that seems to work pretty good, at least for my setup. Okay, and I really should put a glove on. Who knows where they are? Teenagers. Okay, that's way more than I'm going to need, but let's see here. All right. Ooh. Too close, this stuff puddles like crazy. It's great stuff. You know, when you're used to shooting up close. And then you go to use this stuff, and the pressure is higher, and you got to remember to stay back, and it's hard when it's not what you're used to doing. Well, they don't look too bad, but being it's an old kit, the seams are not in the greatest of places. But that's okay. And then I have to decide what I'm going to do, if I'm going to put the stores on this thing or if I'm just going to build it clean. I might put all the weapons on it. We'll see. You know what I'm going to do while I got this black in here, though, is I am going to shoot this the combing here over the IP. If I can find something to hold up there like that. There we go. Get rid of the rest of this primer. I don't want to just dump it. So I might as well put it somewhere. Okay. Oh, we still got a bunch. Thought I was running out for a second. Huh. Put way too much in the gun. That's alright. Spraying. Well, I don't know. For me, spraying is relaxing. I like to spray. I like spraying paint. Okay, this is going a lot further than I planned on. That's all right. I didn't shake it well enough, for sure. Because the coverage is not on par with what I'm used to with this stuff. Horrible. Horrible, horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Oh, what are you going to do, right? It's okay. I don't expect these all to come out great. Only thing that needs to come out great on a build is me. If I enjoyed the process, then I win, right? And you know, every time you build something, you learn something. So whether it's a model, or a table, or a chair, or a boat, anything like that. Anything that you build is a learning experience, even if you've done it 100 times. Wow, that's great. No, it's not. No, it's not. It could be a lot better. Well, we'll let it level out, see what it does. Here, I'm going to put it up here. Okay. And let me get rid of this. Clean it out a little bit here. You're late. Yeah, well, that's all right. At least I know it's working. I wasn't even sure it was working. I spent the whole day trying to get this camera setup working because what I was originally going to do didn't work, and then luckily I remembered, oh, what about this software package? And then, so I did that, and then it wouldn't work with two cameras, and so then I spent a bunch of time with that, and yeah, so yeah. And my favorite thing, acetone. Acetone, I love the smell of acetone in the morning. It smells like cancer. Yeah, I know. I should have a respirator on. And you're absolutely right. But I can't talk and respirate at the same time. And maybe that's a good thing. So, all right. Put that back. Disconnect so I don't lose my air. So what now? I don't know. I didn't plan this. I didn't script it. Okay. Well, while that's doing what it's doing, I'm going to set it over here. Right. And get that out of the way. Get this. Put this Steinel res back up. And let me get one of the Corsairs here. Okay. Yeah, 2 lungs. Well, you know, being our age, we already damaged ourselves before we got to 18. So, okay, so these Corsairs, you know, the issue that I ran into with these was the decals. And sorry, water pipes. These are the kit decals. So they're Tamiya decals. And they wouldn't lay down to save my life. So, you know, I've always been a microset microsol person. So I did that, and they just weren't doing it. And I've had microsol wraps, you know, I've wrapped stuff around the edges of cowlings and stuff with microsol, with a lot of applications, but it worked. But it's, you know, anyway, it wasn't doing great on here. So I was placing a supply order, so I ordered the Tamiya Mark Fit, excuse me, and the Mark Fit Strong from Scale Hobbyist. I get my paints and stuff from Scale Hobbyist for multiple reasons, but you know, they have good prices. You got to pay shipping like you do anywhere else, but Scale Hobbyist has good prices, at least on Tamiya paints and whatnot. So I went straight to the Mark Fit Strong, and I gotta say it worked pretty good. There are still some wrinkles and creases in these things that I'm gonna, I don't know whether I'm just gonna pull them off or what, but I will say for the Mark Fit Strong that it did just it did knock them down and flatten them out, but I still have some issues, and that's okay because I've been wanting to start painting my markings anyway. So yeah, so you know, this guy's messed up right here. You can see some wrinkles in him. This one's pretty bad here. They've all got wrinkles on this one. Let me go grab the other one. This one isn't as bad, but it's that one looks pretty good. It's got a little wrinkle there. There's some slight wrinkles in here. And same here. You know, I'm going to put another coat on this guy, and I think we'll be done. So you know, it's okay. I like this. I'll put it that way. I like the Mark Fit Strong. I haven't tried the regular one. I'm not a Solvaset user, so I don't know how it compares to Solvaset. But it's definitely stronger than Microsol. And it's not as easy to knock over as these stupid things are. I realize why they use this, why they never change this bottle, because they probably bought a million of them to get good pricing and had them all printed. And when you invest money like that, you don't want to just throw all the packaging away. I deal with stuff like that at work where people have designed circuit boards and they've been using a specific wire for years and years and years, and all of a sudden that wire is not available anymore, and there's nothing that'll fit the holes or whatever, you know, there's some configuration problem, and it's like, well, we've already got all this stuff made. Well, yeah, but they don't make this wire anymore. What do you want me to do? Yeah, it's the way of the world. So, let's see. Get that out of here. So, going back to these, if you're wondering what's on here, this is the actual reflector for the gun sight. So these need to be masked, and what I'll do is I'll mask them and paint them, and then I'll clean the clear parts up afterward. And so here's my masking arsenal along with the blue tape. And let's see here. What are we going to do? If I'm going to do masking, I got to put my eyeballs on. I can't see nothing up close without these things. Is there even a line on these? There's not even a line on these. Not even on these. Oh yeah, there's a little bit of a ridge. Okay. So, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. This is the Tamiya flexible or super flexible or whatever they call it. Something flexible. Blades. Do yourself a favor. Get a scalpel. Get some scalpel stuff. You'll be happy you did. Typically, you can buy a set. You get the handle and 100 blades for like $10. Much sharper than X-Actos, but the X-Actos, well, you know, it's like everything else. The X-Actos of today are not like the X-Actos of yesterday. Nothing's as good as it was. Right? It's the truth. Nothing is as good as it was. Okay. So I am going to lay this guy in here. Now there's only, this thing has only got a little frame on the forward edge. And boy, the relief on it is horrible. So I'm just going to get this guy started. Ah! I didn't get it all the way in there. Idiot. Okay. I can talk to myself like that. It's okay. That line is almost impossible to see. It's really hard to see. Okay. And now this side doesn't want to lay down, huh? Because I used all the adhesive, right? Ah, there it is. Okay. Okay. Burnish it down. Come in with the back side of the blade. Make sure it's where we want it. And then we'll trim it off right there. Ah, and I broke the glue joint. You see that? Okay. I gotta glue it again. This is one of the pitfalls of working with old kits. You have to do a lot of finagling. Okay. Now, I'm just going to hold this for a second. So, this is MEK. This is a Tamiya extra thin bottle, which I used to use that stuff a lot, and it's good stuff. There's nothing wrong with it, but this Tamiya extra thin in this bottle is $5. MEK in a quart is like $12. So, so it's just a matter of economics. At least in my head. All right. Yeah. Good enough. Okay. Moving on. Now this one's going to be interesting. This Tamiya, whatever the heck it's called, the flexible tape or the super flexible tape or the... I'm sorry, I don't remember what it's called. Anyway, it comes in a couple of different widths. And this stuff is really flexible. And it's really not as expensive as you would think it is. They don't charge too much for it anyway. Okay, I need... Oh, I got the power on here. Okay, how about some lights? There we go. This headgear, I don't know, I think they designed it after the Alien, the spacesuit on Alien. That old movie. That old movie. Speaking of old movies, what is it with these kids? My daughter, I had to laugh. My daughter's a movie fiend, and I had to laugh the other day because she was upset because they were redoing some movie that was relatively new, in my opinion. Why do they have to remake it and ruin it? I'm like, yeah, why do you think I keep saying that about you guys? Your guys' generation keep remaking all of our movies and screwing them all up. Just stop it. Get your own stories. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So I'm just going to do, and that looks like it's a lot higher up. It is. I'm going to do these two. Then I'm going to go around this way. And then I will fill the rest of it in with a liquid mask, that liquid latex, which I know a lot of people, not a lot of people, but some people seem to have problems with. I like the stuff. Get it on a toothpick, you get a fine pointed instrument, and you can really work it into a to an area. Okay, where's the edge? There it is. Okay, so believe it or not, if I go slow enough, I should be able to make this curve. I missed it right there. Hey, look at that. Okay. Trim it. Done deal. As I stab myself with a scalpel. Wouldn't be the first time. It's alright. I'm used to stabbing myself in the fingers. Okay. Time for a drink of black tea. Okay, get rid of that. This is a generic washi tape. It's not generic, it's MT masking tape. It says so right there. You can get this stuff on Amazon for like 12 bucks. It's pretty much the same thing as Tamiya tape. It comes in all these funky colors, but who cares? You're gonna mask something with it and then throw it away. So it's all right. It's pink. Oh, you got pink masking tape? Yeah, well, I grew up in the 80s. I had pink shirts too, so get over it. I'm over it. Regular old blue stuff. But what we do here now is, where's my stuff? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Man. Oh, there we go. Go with this stuff here. So, man, I really got to clean up down here. I just brought a brand new thing of toothpicks down here. There it is. All right, wooden toothpicks, great for all kinds of things, not the least of which is applying liquid mask. Oh, hey dummy, it opens like this. If you can't find these at your grocery store, you can get them at the dollar store anymore. They don't really, grocery store doesn't seem to carry them anymore. I don't know what that's all about, but you know, it's a conspiracy, I guess. So this is just, excuse me, it's latex. That's all it is latex. So all you got to do let's keep it within the lines, really is all you got to do. You can actually, if you got a good enough relief on a canopy, which a lot of kits will have, especially if they're first issue, is you can actually just walk this stuff right up to the line with the toothpick and not even have to use tape. So what I'm doing now is I got a little bit much on here, so I'm just gonna, I gotta make sure that it doesn't overrun the tape, because I've had that happen and that kind of sucks. Well, it doesn't kind of suck, it does suck. And this stuff will dry clear, and it just peels right off when you get the, you know, when you get it painted and whatnot, it comes right off. How's that? Yeah. There's a little bit too much on there. I'll try and keep my eye on it while I'm doing this one. I mean, I can always go back and cut it. It doesn't cut real well, but so on this one, I'm just going to run it right up to the edge here. And this is what I'm talking about, is you can just sit here with this toothpick and you can run it right up to that edge and it'll stay. It won't jump the barrier, so to speak. And it might have been just as easy on this one to use the just to use tape, but I don't know. I really like this stuff for doing this. And once you do it enough times and you learn how to control it, it's pretty quick. And the other cool thing about it is it pulls fingerprints and stuff off when you take it off. So that's always good. Whoa, big old blob. Oh, overrun. Come on. Okay, trash can. So, yeah, so this stuff will dry, and then we'll just, then we can paint. Paint. Ah, dummy. You big dummy. You big dummy. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It didn't hurt. That did, though. There we go. Okay. Let those sit. Now, Le Tigre. Wow. You're talking about the shirts, right? Wasn't that the poor man's Izod? I think that was the Poor Man's Izod shirt, I believe. But I could be wrong. Okay, so this thing's got all these goofy pieces and parts, and I've been trying to think about, well, what am I going to build this as, and all that stuff. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like a Moroccan Air Force or a Mexican Air Force type camo scheme. And it's kind of like the SEA, the old SEA, Southeast Asia scheme, Air Force, U.S. Air Force scheme, but which looks cool on anything. So I think that's probably where we're gonna go with this. I guess I could keep doing it in black and do it as a MiG. What was that? A MiG 31 or something? We were poop. We were poor. Well, we might have been poop too. I guess it just depends on, depends on who you ask. Racer 25 and I go back a long time, a long ways, in case anybody's reading that and going, what are they talking about? We've known, what, 30 years? About? I've been gone from that state for 30 years. So, yeah. At least that's what we remember, right? I'm not going to go into details. So, let's see. So I don't want to work on that anymore. This thing, I love these old Monogram kits. They're history. They're called nostalgia builds for a reason. And because it's the stuff that we built when we were kids, and a kit like this would have set you back $4 or $5, which was a hell of a lot of money in those days. But minimum wage was like $3.95 or something. I forget what it was. But while we're kind of goofing with that, I'm going to open this thing up. This is something I'm building as a gift for somebody. So if you see that person, don't tell them. And it's okay. Either way, it's fine. So this is, yes, it's a Hasegawa box. Okay. I do have some Hasegawa kits. Everybody's got their faults. So I've been dinking around with this for a while because I was trying to figure out the easy way to put the gear up on it. And I don't think there is an easy way to put the gear up on it. So maybe I'll just do it gear down. But yeah, this is a pretty good kit, I must say. It's it's 1/72 scale, which is something that I don't typically build. I haven't for a long time, but it goes together really, really, really well. And it's got nice detail. Even the vertical fits pretty good. It rocks a little there. I'm gonna have to adjust that a little bit. It's pretty nice. I'm not sure that I like this because they don't really. There's no positive lock on the dihedral or the anhedral on this thing, but I'll get past that at some point. But yeah, and I got these off of, oh man, which shop? One of my regular shops on eBay that and they were cheap. I got them really inexpensive. Anyway, I don't even know why I brought that out. What I do need to bring out is 84 to 85. Yeah, that's about right. Because I graduated high school in 84. So, yeah. Okay. Oh, look, I forgot to put that stuff back. This guy's going, where's my plane, man? The plane. Okay. This is obviously a USS Midway kit, but I have to convert it to a Coral Sea or something that kind of looks like the Coral Sea. It's for my brother-in-law. My wife's brother served on the Coral Sea in the 80s, late 80s, I think. And I don't have all my reference photos up right now, but I know this is a really old kit. I mean, if you can see, it actually has the decal locations and stuff molded into the flight deck. So those are, yeah, those are going to come off. And they're going to have to come off anyway because I got to change the number. And I know that I got to modify the flight deck here and back here. That stuff, that I remember. I don't have to. He's not really worried about it as long as it looks somewhat right. But I'm worried about it because I'll know it's not right. And it'll drive me crazy. I'll look at it and go, that ain't right. So, and I've had this for a couple of months now. I really need to get this. I need to get working on this and get this thing done. It's got F-14s and F-18s, S-3s, A-6s. And there's all kinds of stuff. E-2s. There's all kinds of stuff in here. So this is going to hit the bench pretty quick. And I got to dig up my photos again and figure out what I got to change. And believe it or not, this is it's an okay kit. It is what it is, and that's all that's available. Whoa! Avalanche. What happened? Who knows? Probably my cat trying to get out from the other side of the basement, knocking stuff over. So, yeah. So I'll get that going here soon. Because I'm sure he wants it. He's probably going, what is the deal, man? When are you going to get that done? And I'm just looking at all my other Shelf of Doom stuff. I've easily got a dozen kits started. Easily. And some of them just don't interest me anymore. Which is the way it goes sometimes, you know. You start building something and it just becomes a nightmare, I guess. It just becomes unfun. It becomes unfun, yeah. Here's one that I should just finish because this is really, really, really close. All I need to do is do some detail painting and put the decals on it, but it actually has like 3 sheets of decals. And I'm not kidding. It's all the Aztec stuff is in here. See that? And I'm really tempted to not put all that stuff on there. I got this as a gift, and I wouldn't say I'm a huge Star Trek fan. I like Star Trek. I like the old Star Treks. I like 50s sci-fi in general. And I liked the first movie. I know, I'm the only person on the planet that liked the first movie. But the first movie is the thing that actually got me kind of interested in the show in general. Yeah. And I have a buddy who builds Star Trek stuff on commission. Ron, RPS Custom Models. Is that it? Is that what it's called, Ron? I don't remember. Anyway, yeah, I think it's RPS Custom Models, and he lives about 10 miles from me. Does all the electronics and the LEDs and all that stuff. Point being, if I wanted to know something about Star Trek, I have a good source. So yeah. All right, so let's look at this thing. So I got a gap there. There's some right there. Those are kind of bad. And the nose isn't great. Okay, so here's where, what am I trying to say? This is where how I go here. This is how I roll. This is not something that's ever going to look fantastic, right? This is never going to win a show, and that's okay. I don't have anything that's going to win a show. Well, my PBR, I got a medal with my PBR, but anyway. So again, this is like with the B26, is how much time do you want to put into this? Because there's 100 and something other boxes over there, not to mention, you know, the dozen or more that are up here that are started, that are in, you know, my shoe boxes. So the question becomes, how much time do you want to put into this? And honestly, I'm looking at this right now, and it has issues, but really, in general, I'm pretty happy with the way it looks. I would have no issues finishing this and hanging it from the ceiling or putting it on a shelf. The only thing that I would like to be able to do is close this canopy. And this kit was never meant to have a closed canopy, so I don't honestly know if it'll fit closed. So I'm kind of not sure what to do there. And I don't have a pilot for it anyway. So I think I'll just put it on its wheels and be happy with it. So with that all said, what I need to do is I need to mask this off so that I can finish painting it and figure out what colors I want to paint it. You know what else would be cool is I could do this as Israeli F5. Do these earlier Israeli with the, yeah, that would be pretty awesome. You know what? There's no such thing as quiet in this house, ever. Yeah, because I have all kinds of stuff in here. my paints back here. Israeli paints. What in God's name are you people doing up there? Sorry, nothing I can do. Oh. I finally got me some Mr. Color Leveling Thinner. I've not tried this. This is the bee's knees according to everybody on the planet. I'm looking forward to trying this. I don't know what's in it. Oh my gosh, you know what that smells like? It smells like that freaking Tester's liquid cement. Yeah, is it Tester's? It's got that. Whew. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Wow, man. People on lewd should not drive. A lot of people shouldn't be driving. Don't get me started. So I don't know. I think I'm going to call it a night. I've got to think about this, figure out what I'm going to do, and go from there. So I hope this was somewhat useful. I know that what am I thinking? Anyway, yeah, these will get better. I'll try and plan. No, I won't. Who am I kidding? But yeah, we'll do some. I'll do some playing around with this, and I got to get. I want to get those Corsairs done, and they're really close. It's really the decals that are the problem, and I just need to decide if. I think what I'm going to do with the decals is I'm going to hit them with some really light sandpaper, sand the ridges out, touch them up, and that should be good enough. And then by the time they all get weathered, they'll be done. I got to get the ship done. I have to clean down here for sure. I've got the last 4 or 5 months, it's gotten a little bad. And I've got all these. I got 7 million projects. That's the problem. You know, it's and not modeling projects. I mean home projects. So y'all know how that is. So hey, we're gonna cut it at an hour this week, and think all week what you want to bring out and let you know. Kind of. Hey, well, one of these days I'm going to get back out that way, or you should come out here. You ever come out this way to visit you said your sister lives out this way somewhere. Yeah, we got to get together. I don't know. You think that would be safe? We could get in a lot of trouble. Nah, we're old and fuddy. We don't get in trouble anymore, right? Anyway, hey, that's it. We'll do this again next week. I hope it was somewhat fun, and yeah, take care of the people you love. We'll see you next time. Bye. How do I shut this thing off?